All right, hi, welcome back. So today, I'll actually do a really quick video. This should be really short. I'm going to show you how to change out the battery in a Game Boy Color cartridge where the battery is dead and, for example, your save game doesn't save. This is actually a really simple fix. You will need only two tools. You will need a screwdriver to take out the screw here. This is I believe, a Game Bit screwdriver. It comes in the screwdriver kit that I use. Otherwise, you can get just a singular driver bit for a few bucks off eBay or Amazon, and I'll link some down below. You will need that. You will need a soldering iron to desolder the battery that's already on there, and you will also need a replacement battery for the cartridge. So this is a CR 2025. Thickness, I believe, does matter, at least with like Game Boy Advances. But just make sure, and I'll show you later on, that you have your positive and negative sides properly aligned with how it is in here. It's not just a drop in place. So it's really simple. You'll just take the cartridge apart, desolder the battery, put the new one in, put the cartridge back together, and you will be done. You can unscrew it. The top part slides down and out, and then the cartridge the board just comes off. So that's the side. Okay. So you'll see on the top here, it's negative. Sorry, my cat is hitting the camcorder. So it's negative here, and bottom of this is positive, and it's the opposite on here. All right, this is positive, this is negative. So I'm wrong, actually. I'm sorry. It's the same. I changed out a battery in my old Pokemon Gold cartridge, and it was upside down. So this is fairly simple. Just heat up the solder until it liquefies, and then you can pull it up with a fingernail or a pair of tweezers, and then once the solder cools down, that way it doesn't just stick back down. You do the same to the other side. See, flat side here is positive. So negative on top, positive on the bottom. Set it down, in this case, exactly how it was. Heat up the tabs with your soldering iron. That's it there. So you might notice, especially like what I'm happening here, is that there's just not enough solder for it to grab onto the tabs, and that's okay. In this case, we'll just use some actual solder, or some solder. Right. And then what we'll do here is basically the exact same thing, but instead of just heating it up, we will just add some extra solder to the board. This bottom one could be done a little better. And that's it. As long as the battery that you've put in is charged, it should just work just fine. So now, one thing that I didn't know at the beginning of this video that is important to know is that if you are doing this for a game that requires the battery for saving the game, like Pokemon here, when you take the battery out, unless the cartridge is powered, you are going to lose the save game, but you'll see the option for continue game is gone. And we will save. Turn it off. Give it a second just to discharge any excess energy it's got in it. Right. And it works. So that is a very simple fix for some old cartridges, since they're now getting to be 25 plus years old. I hope it was easy for you to follow along, and I'll leave some links down below for these tools and parts, and I hope you learned something, and come by next time.